Chief Derek Liu with the San Francisco Police Department. We're here today to send a strong message. Drug activity and other crimes will not be tolerated here, in the Mid-Market Corridor, or anywhere else in the city. We are continuing to devote significant resources to combat drug dealing and drug use on our streets. And anyone who comes to San Francisco to engage in this activity should fear arrest. This week, we conducted two major enforcement operations. One was focused on arresting outstanding fugitives. In the other, we conducted undercover stings that led to the arrests of multiple drug dealers. These operations will continue and are being complemented by the day-to-day work of our officers here at the Drug Market Agency Coordination Center, who are making arrests every day and helping to keep our streets clean and safe. These two operations alone led to the arrest of 74 individuals. 40 of those individuals had arrest warrants for previous crimes. Another 34 individuals had outstanding warrants and were picked up for additional felony violations like possession of illegal firearms or drugs. We seized 363 grams of narcotics and took 3 firearms off of our streets. These operations have been taking place consistently and will continue for as long as it takes to rid our streets of this harmful and destructive activity. I want to thank all our officers, along with our partners at the Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and the District Attorney's Office, who are doing tremendous work in this effort. These operations are not unique. Just last week, officers in our narcotics unit served search warrants at 4 residences in Oakland, where they seized 8 pounds of fentanyl, earmarked for San Francisco. This warrant also yielded multiple firearms. That's 8 pounds of drugs that won't be on our streets, fueling addiction, harm, and other criminal activity. That investigation started after our hardworking officers obtained leads following the arrest of 5 drug dealers in San Francisco. Before I became chief, I was tapped to lead this drug enforcement effort, and I know firsthand the challenges we faced. But I can say unequivocally that we're making progress and we cannot afford to let up. Since we launched DMAC in 2023, we've seized 600 kilos of narcotics. That's enough deadly drugs to kill everyone in this city multiple times over. I want to thank Mayor Lurie for his commitment to this effort. Since taking office in 2025, he has made this work his top priority, and he has provided resources and support to supercharge this effort. Additionally, I want to thank District Attorney Brooke Jenkins, whose partnership is crucial to ensure these suspects are held accountable. Before I conclude, I want to address 3 shootings that occurred late last month in the Mid-Market area that have understandably rattled the community. The first occurred on Friday, July 24th, on the unit block of Turk Street. Last week, officers arrested the suspect in that case in Union City. Another shooting occurred Monday, July 27th at Market and Jones Streets. Our DMAC officers were already nearby and responded swiftly to the scene. Thankfully, with our quick response and the diligent work of our Investigations Bureau, we arrested 3 suspects within a day's time. I want to thank Deputy Chief Luke Martin and his team for their tremendous work on this case. While we made 4 arrests in 2 of these cases, our goal is to prevent gun violence and other criminal activity in our city. For the past 2 weeks, I've been meeting with community stakeholders to discuss our commitment to public safety in this neighborhood. Additionally, we've deployed more officers throughout the Mid-Market Corridor with an emphasis on high visibility patrols. I want our community to know that our officers will be out here every day enforcing the law and keeping our streets safe. And anytime crime occurs, we will act swiftly and stop at nothing to hold the perpetrators responsible. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce Mayor Lurie.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief Liu. I appreciate it. For 18 months now, I've been saying that public safety is my #1 priority, and nothing has changed. I was actually just asked last night by a colleague saying, well, now that Crime went down 30% last year here in San Francisco, and in the first 6 months of this year, crime is down another 22%. He asked me, well, is that still your top priority? And I said, yes, it is, because we need people to feel safe in this city, not just be safe, but to feel safe. And the group of leaders that we partner with every day, and you see them behind me, are committed to making sure that we keep every single San Franciscan, everyone that visits our city, safe. I'm incredibly proud of the work that we are doing, but I also understand that we have a long way to go. What you have seen this group do just right here in UN Plaza over the last few years is nothing short of remarkable. And yet, we know we still have issues at our BART plazas in the Mission. We still have issues in Soma and the Tenderloin, and we are working every single day as a team on how do we get better? How do we make this city even safer? And so I just wanted to appreciate Sheriff Miyamoto, the Police Chief Derek Liu, our District Attorney, for the incredible work that they do every single day. I am proud of the direction that this city is going in, but we are not finished yet. And we are going to do everything in our power to keep the people of San Francisco safe and everyone that comes to visit the greatest city in the world safe. And we will continue to be on this every single day. We are not satisfied. And I'd like to call up Sheriff Miyamoto to say a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here today to recognize the outstanding work that all of us are doing collectively and the partnership that has led to the successes mentioned by the Chief and the Mayor. Because public safety isn't something that any one agency can accomplish alone. The issues we face with the drug trafficking, violent crime, organized retail theft, illegal fencing operations, and illegal gambling don't stop at any jurisdictional boundaries. We have representation here from different law enforcement agencies, federal, state, local level. We're able to share intelligence, information, coordinate operations, and respond more effectively than any one department can on its own. As was mentioned, this couldn't be done without the collective partnership, not just after the arrest, but with the prosecution of the individuals who are charged with these crimes, and the accountability level that is being held by the District Attorney's Office should be recognized. Our office is proud to be a part of this mission, and it's not just being a part of DMAC, but having deputies now assigned to many of the units that we are talking about. Our Fugitive Recovery Enforcement Team, our Narcotics Unit, our Organized Retail Theft Unit, and our Real-Time Investigation Center. All are places in which we've placed deputies to assist with the ongoing efforts for public safety. And as you have heard from the statistics, the results speak for themselves. Just to tell part of this story, it's not just about the drug dealing and the drugs that are out there. As was mentioned by the Chief, we can have an organized retail theft person, a person that's committing thefts, carrying a firearm and being arrested based on the theft, but finding the firearm. Taking the weapons off the street so there isn't further violence is extremely important. And these aren't lucky breaks. They're a result of highly trained individuals who know their neighborhoods, know the justice-involved persons, and pay attention to the details, working seamlessly every single day. Recently, a news reporter mentioned that patrol isn't a traditional sheriff's deputy job. Our traditional responsibility is public safety and enforcement of the law. DMAC represents a successful collaboration in these efforts. Together, we're disrupting criminal activity, holding violent offenders accountable, and making our neighborhood safe for everyone who calls San Francisco home. And as I mentioned earlier, these are ongoing efforts from different aspects of law enforcement. We are very happy to partner with our federal law enforcement agencies in some of these efforts, and at this time, I would like to bring up the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Scott Shelby.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Scott Shelby. I'm the Special Agent in Charge of the FBI's San Francisco Field Office. This week, the FBI San Francisco Field Office and the San Francisco Police Department partnered in a joint collaborative operation that was really targeting fentanyl trafficking enforcement in the Tenderloin District. These operations resulted in 6 arrests and the seizure of over 50 grams of fentanyl in just 1 week alone. This work reflects the strength of our partnership with the San Francisco Police Department and the agencies who are represented here today. We are focused on identifying those driving drug activity and violent crime in and around the Tenderloin neighborhood. But our work is far from finished. The FBI will continue an aggressive, intelligence-driven operations with the San Francisco Police Department to disrupt drug trafficking in the Bay Area. But I want to emphasize that these efforts are not limited to San Francisco alone. We've been leveraging our partnerships throughout the area in the South Bay and the East Bay to address those criminal activities that are driving the crime that affects us here in the city. Additionally, we are leveraging our relationships with our 63 LEGAT offices that are stationed overseas, working with host nation law enforcement agencies to go after the organizations abroad that are supplying and profiting off of the money that is being made here in San Francisco, affecting our community and affecting our citizens. The work is not done, and it is my pledge that it will continue. And I am grateful for the partnership with the City of San Francisco, with the Mayor's Office, with the San Francisco Police Department, and the Sheriff for San Francisco. It is now my pleasure to introduce the District Attorney for San Francisco, Brooke Jenkins. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is not by happenstance that we are standing where we are. When I took over 4 years ago, this was an area of our city that was overrun with illegal drug sales activity, drug use, and other criminal behavior. But today, we see something different. We see people playing ping pong. I saw a child skateboarding in the skate park. And that didn't happen by accident. It happened because of the partnerships behind me. The partnerships that have dedicated their time to making sure that we address the open air drug markets in San Francisco. And so I just want to continue to thank each and every agency that is behind me, as well as the mayor, for making sure that this remained a top priority for this city. Our communities deserve to have this kind of change based on this type of work. As a result of the hard work of the agencies behind me, I am announcing charges against 13 individuals in connection with the multiple recent Drug Market Agency Coordination Center and narcotics operations that have gone on in our city. Today at 1:30, 12 of those individuals are scheduled to be arraigned. Another will be arraigned on August 10th. Following the August 6th operations by DMAC and the narcotics unit, 6 individuals were charged with narcotic sales related to charges including possession for sale of fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine. All 6 of those individuals are San Francisco residents. 5 of them had pending cases already in the courts through my office at the time that they were arrested. 4 other individuals are facing more serious narcotics sales cases, as they were also armed at the time of their arrests. All 4 of those individuals were also San Francisco residents. Each of them have been charged with narcotic sales related to possession for sale of fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine, and various weapons and firearms charges, including unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, possession of a concealed firearm, and possession of ammunition. 2 of those 4 individuals had pending cases in my office prior to their arrests. 3 other individuals were recently arrested by law enforcement on patrol in the Tenderloin, Bayview, and Southern districts. Those individuals are facing firearms and weapons charges related to their conduct, as well as additional narcotics possession charges. They too are scheduled to be arraigned today. All 3 of them are from San Francisco. Each are facing multiple felonies, including unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, possession of a concealed firearm, and possession of ammunition in addition to narcotics possession charges. 2 had been released on pending cases in my office. 1 additional defendant was awaiting sentencing for a prior conviction at the time of his arrest on another case. Last week, on July 29th, the narcotics unit made several arrests in connection to search warrants served in Alameda County that resulted in the seizure of over 8 pounds of narcotics bound for San Francisco. 4 individuals have been charged by my office with possession of fentanyl for the purposes of sale and possession of controlled substances, as well as maintaining a place for selling or using controlled substances. All 4 of those individuals are from Oakland. 2 of them have been alleged to have committed these crimes while being released on their own recognizance on other pending cases. They are set to be arraigned on August 11th. Each of these cases demonstrates law enforcement's ongoing commitment to combating the open-air drug markets in San Francisco. For anyone who was concerned about whether or not we were resting on our laurels, whether or not we thought the job was done, we have not and we do not. This work will continue until each and every community and neighborhood across San Francisco is safe from this type of activity. Too many of our children are having to see things that no child should ever see. And so we will remain steadfast in our dedication to making sure that we take these drugs off of the streets, that we hold the dealers accountable, and that we work through compassion to usher those who are struggling with substance addiction into treatment. That is our commitment, and that is what remains. And so again, thank you to everybody who is behind me. It takes this team effort, which we also can't take for granted because it wasn't always there. But this is what's getting it done.
Hey guys, we have time for a couple questions here. So please raise your hand. Dan Kerman.
Stepped up patrols after those shootings. Is that budget-wise and money-wise and overtime-wise? How long do you plan to do that for, and is that sustainable for the long?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it took considerable resource, money-wise, personnel-wise, to step up to the level that we did after those shootings, but we thought it was an absolute need to do that. Moving on, we won't be able to keep up that exact level, but we do have plans to keep an increased level of support for the area with on-duty folks.
So there's 74 arrests, but as the district attorney mentioned, this didn't just happen in one space. It felt on the onset that it was just in the Tenderloin, but these arrests happened in multiple parts of the city.
Yeah, I mean that's so. One of the operations was what we call a FRET, a fugitive recovery operation. So these are people with outstanding warrants. We focused in the mid-market area and expanded out into the Tenderloin, Southern, but we did expand outside of just mid-market.
So 74 are what were arrested as part of that operation, but then the district attorney, there's more than 74, is according to this release, right?
So there's the FRET operation. There's numerous narcotics operations that FBI talked about, I talked about. So yeah.
It's work that's being done every day.
Yep.
Yeah. Right here.
No, I appreciate the question regarding the foreign criminal organizations. At this time, I'm not in a position to name any of them, but I will say that those are ongoing efforts with cooperation from those host country law enforcement operations.
And follow up to you, because the district attorney is handling a lot of these local charges. Is the federal government going to be, is the U.S. attorney going to be handling any of the charges for any of those forward connected arrests as well?
Yeah, it's going to be a leverage of partnership between the U.S. Attorney's Office, the District Attorney's Office, and in many situations, the responsible Minister of Justice in those countries. But it is a collaborative effort, and that partnership is the only way that this is going to be really effectively solved.
2 more questions. One more question? No more questions.
I have an off-topic question for the mayor, but
Pull him aside.